Original Legend of Zelda had some dinosaurs. There's a dinosaur. So look at that dinosaur. There's a fucking dinosaur right there.
Those belong to me, for I am a dinosaur.
England is weird.
Good evening. This is episode, or rather, okay, this is Letty Play Minecraft Murder Mystery, part 111. 111. For some reason, I was looking forward to making part 111. Today is February 29th, 2020. Leap day. Well, this hasn't happened in a while. Last time I was 12 years old. I don't know if I was consciously aware of it. Well, I must have been. Well, I don't know. Let's see if I made a video on that day. Now I'm pressing my space bar along to the melody of Weezer, Why Bother. I was listening to Weezer earlier today. It's like, yeah, I'd be listening to Pinkerton, and it's like, okay, so first I listen to Why Bother, then it's Across the Sea, and then it's The Good Life, and I want to listen to The Good Life. Well, then I skip ahead to Falling for You, and then I end up listening to Butterfly, and then I listen to Tired of Sex, and then I listen to Get You, and then I listen to half of no other one. It's like every time it goes on to the next song, it's like you just want to listen to it. Like there's no song you want to skip. Well, other than the fact that I skipped El Scorcho and Pink Triangle, but you know, whatever. I mean, I was just because I wanted to listen to Falling for You. I mean, my point being, you just get to the next song and you don't want to skip it. Quite a masterful album, I will say. Because you never want to skip the next song. Ah! King! That's a king, I think. I saw this Stone Toss comic the other day. Stone Toss made a Stone Toss made a comic the other day, which was like cancel culture, king culture. And I don't know what he meant by that. Stone Toss comics can be pretty vague for me anyway. I don't think I'm the only one who finds them vague. Nope. I've seen other people confused as well. The way I interpret it, though, is that, you know, cancel culture, when everyone gets together and tries to, like, cancel someone, the truth is that often, or sometimes anyway, they're actually not evil people. So what we're saying is that even though everyone hates this person, they're actually a king. Oh yeah, and I did a little skit in the intro of this video. Or at least that's what I'm intending to make. There was this drawing I made a long time ago. Let's see, when did I make this? Drawing 17.png. February 2nd, 2018. So that's 2 years ago I made this drawing. And I've posted it in different Discord servers. I think it's a pretty amusing drawing, so I'm intending to add some voice clips to it, put it randomly in this video, because maybe that would be funny. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Nah. I had a crazy dream last night. Well, here's the thing. I went to bed at 11:20 p.m. approximately, and I ended up just lying in bed for a long time, not being able to fall asleep. Going, in the bathroom like twice or thrice, and yeah, I just wasn't able to fall asleep. Well, then I fell asleep finally, and I slept till like 10:30 a.m. Like, holy frick. I remember waking up at 7, and I just felt like I was too tired. I wanted to return to bed. So I returned to bed, and I slept till 10:30. What the frick? At least I had a cool dream. I remember the dream, vaguely. It was like, I don't know, I was in like different places with like people. At one point I was in like this narrow space, and there was like someone like some kind of worker who was like working with like people, and like I was just looking at how hard this person was working, and I was like, oh god, that must be so exhausting. Oh, this is the fucking murderer. Whoa! Oh! Let's see if I can get the bow. Where's the bow? Wait, was that not the murderer? Hold on. No, that was not the murderer. Was it? That's gotta be... Fuck. I knew it. Could see him in the red on the map. Not that means he's the murderer. I don't think so, anyway. Yes, I barely remember anymore. All I remember is the... Oh yeah, in the dream, it was like bridge to the turnabout. Bridge to the turnabout. Bridge to the turnabout. It was bridge to the turnabout. And it was really cool. I remember there was like Maya at one point, and like her hair was like flickering into like crazy colors. I don't even know. It was like a crazy bridge to the turnabout interpretation. It was bridge to the turnabouts, but I barely even remember anything other than it was bridge to the turnabouts. It was crazy. And at one point I was with my brother, and we were in like this distorted version of Hoenn. It was like the Hoenn region, but it had a different layout to it. I remember there was like a south part, like there was like a southeast part of the map, which had like kind of like a forest area. And I remember like there was someone who was critiquing this game, or rather, this region or whatever, because they had just like decided to put no music whatsoever in some areas. One of those areas being the southeastern forest, or at least on some of the routes in the southeastern forest. So like they had just like not put any background music whatsoever on certain routes, and people were complaining about that. Like how quiet it was. And then that gave me the thought, like, oh well, maybe I should put on some music if I'm in those areas. Maybe like I can have like my radio. Like how we have the goldenrod radio in Pokemon Gold, right? I remember reading this comment on YouTube one time of some dude who like listened to the frickin' the goldenrod radio on his Game Boy when he was like biking to school. Well, no, not biking necessarily. Well, he might have been listening to the bike music on someone on the bike. No, that's probably a different comment. That was just some stupid comment about someone who wanted to do that, blast some like Pokemon bike music when he was on his bike playing Pokemon Go, hatching his egg. I'm probably mixing up with something else. But yeah, I remember there was some dude who was listening to the Goldenrod radio on his way to school. I remember someone talking about that. Well, I've finished. So today so I woke up at like 10:30, and I stayed in bed till like 12. And, well, I watched a little bit of Nintendo Capri Sun's Trials and Tribulations Let's Play. Just a little bit, you know, Recipe for Turnabout. Recipe for Turnabout. Recipe for Turnabout is a pretty cool case. Like, it's so weird, in the second court, day of court, how, like, Jean Armstrong is, like, lying about these, like, big-ass mirrors. That case is so weird. I remember playing it last summer. I need to, refresh my memory by watching Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play, and then maybe I can, I don't know, make like write down, like, maybe I can try to understand the whole mirror thing, because I'm not sure I understood it properly. And like I said, I've always wanted to make, you know how I always talk about how I want to make like a film version of the Ace Attorney cases. But I guess I wouldn't have to make a film version of the mirrors, because that's in Jean Armstrong's testimony. And like, well, because when I'm talking about a filmatization of the cases, I'm only talking about the actual crimes. I'm not talking about filmatizing the entire case. So I wouldn't have to filmatize Jean Armstrong's testimony, because that was all a lie, wasn't it? It was all a lie. But I could probably filmatize that, because that's something that confuses me. So yeah, I could probably filmatize some of the lies and testimonies. That would be pretty fun. Like how, you know, Miney was talking about how, she was asleep in the side room, and then like her sister. Oh my God, it was totally my sister. You know, I could filmatize that too, I guess, if I really wanted to. Yeah. Because the mirrors thing, it does confuse me a little bit. I think I kind of understood it, but like not super clearly. Anyway. I also, so today I watched Tintin, the Shooting Star, or the Mysterious Star, as it's called in French and Swedish. Yeah. It was I remembered, like, there was like a big-ass spider on that island. I was surprised to find out that it wasn't really like a major part of like the plot or anything. It wasn't like the gorilla in the Black Island. That one's like a major like plot point of the thing. No, the spider is just like some creature, this big ass spider just happens to be there on the island. Like, it doesn't have like any more significance than that. Like, that's not like the main attraction of the island. It's more like that's just a side effect of the Flintonium. Yeah! And I also watched Cigars of the Pharaoh, and I was surprised to hear him singing a Swedish folk song. So that's just like some localized quirk they've added in the Swedish dub. Yep. And the nightmare sequence was less devilish than I remember. Or, not devilish, but like, it was less creepy than I remember. It was shorter, too, than I remember. Well, yeah, kind of. So anyway. Yep, farewell.